My name is Ron Wilson, and I'm director of the Huck National Institute for Rural Development at K-State. My favorite example of civic leadership is a man named Dill Huck Boyd, and he was a Western Kansas newspaper publisher. Went into the family newspaper business, published the Phillips County Review weekly newspaper in the town of Phillipsburg up in northwest Kansas. Got involved in the policy of his town and then the politics of the town and the county and the state, and he ended up representing Kansas on the Republican National Committee for some 20 years back in the 70s and 80s. And so he published a weekly newspaper in a rural western Kansas town, but was nationally influential because of his involvement and really, marshaled people around the state, and was a great promoter of Kansas values and rural Kansas. The specific example, though, that I think of him putting his civic leadership to work was when the Rock Island Railroad proposed to abandon track. The railroad was broke, was going bankrupt, and proposed to abandon 400 miles of track across Nebraska, Kansas, and Colorado. Huck set out to save rail service for that region, which included his home county. And he went to Washington, D.C., left no stone unturned. The experts said nothing could be done. The railroad was broke. It was a hopeless case. But Huck would not take no for an answer and explored every alternative. Ultimately, it required a vote of the people of Kansas to amend the Kansas Constitution to make this possible. The vote carried, and they provided for a port authority that took over ownership of that railroad line after the Rock Island Railroad abandoned it. And now a private short line railroad is operating on what would have been abandoned track and maintains rail service to the communities, farmers, families, businesses across that whole region. A remarkable example of someone who was committed to an idea and found a way to work with other people to arrive at a shared vision and then to make it happen.
Great.
That's probably my favorite example.